What is up, my friends? This is FT here with another Minecraft related video. Now today we are going to be working on a World Painter map, and this map is going to be for our server, and I'm super excited about this. The downside is that one of our server mates gave me a deadline. Of course I don't think it's reasonable, and the reasons for it, well, they kind of changed. You see, he was getting a new laptop, and it was supposed to come in a couple weeks. Yeah, it came in today. So now I gotta try to rush through this thing and get this map done. Of course, I want to do good quality, so I figured I will try to get it done as quickly as possible, but also I'll be able to share with you everything that I'm working on. So let's go over to the map. Okay, so you can see here we have our map a little bit worked on. If I zoom in just a little bit, I did a little bit on the water. So I included some of these rivers, which I will show you shortly how I did that. I also added a little bit of biome. So the little hashes on the screen that you see here, all of these signify that a biome has been overlaid into the map. Now the desert biome, I have that one done as well, but it doesn't have any specific hashes. You can see a little bit right here where the mountains are, and that's a specific hilly type desert, I believe. So as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of work. I've got a lot of these mountains kind of built up, and I will be able to show you in a little bit what that looks like, so we can kind of get an idea of what exactly I've been doing. Alright, so to begin, let's pick an area. I also got the biomes set on all of these teeth, which those were going to be the mycelium islands, so where the mushroom cows are, which I could actually do a little bit on that. So let's work on that for a second. Bring up our raise and lower tool. So this is important. This is one of the focusing points as far as our terrain generation is considered. I only want to mess with the ground, so there's a little option over on the right side here, only on, and I'm going to have only on land. I have all these different brushes that I'm going to try to utilize to give it a little bit more interesting effect. Alright, so let's pick this guy right here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we can get a little bit more detailed. Maybe even one more. I'm going to show you quick. If you left click, you're going to raise the terrain. If you right click, you're going to lower the terrain. We can have it set so it only goes to a certain height, which might be a good idea. So let's do that. Let's set it up to, let's see here, we're at 62, which you can see on the bottom left. So we're at 62. As soon as it's done auto saving. Okay, so we have 62. Let's start with 64. Okay, so at or above 64. Oh, I'm sorry. That should be the at or below, not the at or above. So at or below 64, and this one will stay at 62. That way we don't get anything lower. Alright, so let's give this a shot here. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Now, if I just hold it down, it's going to just raise it up just ever so slightly. Now, that's what actually I wanted to do. I wanted to raise this up just a little bit in the center. And you can turn up the intensity a little bit so it'll go a little bit faster, because we are making it stay right at this one height for now. I'm going to open it up a little bit, go a little bit higher. Alright, so something along those lines. Now I want to increase this a little bit more. Let's say we want to go up to 66. Now I'm going to try to make a little bit of a cliff on this edge here. there's a little tool as well. If you go to View and you click on Show 3D, and it'll actually give us an idea of what this is currently looking at. So if we zoom in, I'll magnify it. So this currently is what it's looking like. I'm going to lock it so that I can minimize it and exit out. Mycelium islands generally don't need to be built up super large. If we can get just all these little teeth with a little bit of texture to give them a little bit more interesting flair, that's what I'm really going for. I can add a little bit more. I think I want to in this, so we're gonna have this go up to 70. Now it's not a lot, but at least it'll add a little bit more color and a little bit more flair. Okay, now we're gonna repeat this process on all the rest of the teeth. So we'll do that now. Okay, so we have got some islands here. Our mycelium islands, I wanted to do a little bit more of a terrain, what do you call it? When you have a lot of craziness going on, that's essentially what you're looking at here. Each one of them is a little drastic. Now, if anybody's watching this who's experienced with World Painter, don't judge me too much. I'm trying to get this map done. The overall look is pretty cool, but it's not something I'm expecting to be professional grade, especially because it's the first big map I've ever made for Minecraft. However, I decided to go a lot lighter in the lower section. I'll zoom in so you can kind of see down here it's a little bit less. So we didn't have two tremendously crazy hills like we do up at the top. But yeah, so that gives you a little bit of an idea of the mycelium islands. I'm going to add a little bit more texture for the desert area. Of course, being a desert, I'm not looking to add anything really crazy, so I'm going to minimize this, back into the side here, and I'm just going to briefly show to you what exactly it is. Whoa. Oh. You gotta undo that. Alright, so we are going to take a closer look at what is going to happen with the desert area. Okay, so we have these mountains, and I want to feather out all of these little ridges, so kind of add a little bit more character to the terrain. We can do a couple things. I'm going to start with doing the smooth out terrain, so I'm going to zoom in again. But I don't want to mess up the mountain terrain too much, so I'm going to just pick a certain height level. let's say we got this set at 63. So we bring this down to 63. Now we're just going to smooth it out ever so slightly. Now that will just do what we need it to down low. Now I'm going to build it up a little bit more, but it'll at least give it a little bit better of a look. Okay, so next we will raise the terrain a little bit, but again, we want it to go up to 64-ish. And so we're going to just pepper it a little bit. We can use multiple tools here. I'm just going to pepper a little bit more. Again, nothing too crazy, because we're going to smooth this out. And this will just give us our desert biome and make sure that one's all done. We want to try to get this map out onto the server as soon as possible. Might have to utilize World Edit a little bit to give it a little bit more of a finish. I'm going to try to explain that a little at another time. I'm not really super familiar with World Edit as it is, but again, that's another program I'm going to try to learn a little bit more about, which ultimately is just another mod for Minecraft. And I do have this only set to affect the terrain, so it's not going to mess with the oceans at all. Alright, so now after all of this is kind of brought up, we'll utilize the smooth again. And I'll make it bigger. Alright, very nice. So my next goal, for this video at least, is to just kind of show you what it looks like when you go into one of these biomes. So we can export a map. You go to File, Export, and export as new Minecraft map. Before we do that, we should save our world. Oh, wait a second. File, save world. Okay, so now we're saved. We're gonna go to export. We're gonna export as new Minecraft map. So if you click on this little tile down here, select all tiles, you can actually choose what you want to export. Now, I want to add these as well, just so we can get an idea of those islands. And I want to add a little bit of these mountains as well. So when we get into the map, it's going to cut a lot of this out, obviously. It's just going to take out these few tiles. So I'm going to hit OK, and we will see what it does in a minute. Okay, so we are now in the world, and I am in creative mode. So we're going to jump up. Oh, you can see the Mycelium Islands over in the background. We can also see how Minecraft has generated this terrain. Just so you know, these little mountains here are in dirt, but I am planning on changing them to a stone-like mix, so they will look different when they are finished. So we're going to go over this way. I'm going to try to speed up as much as I can. We can kind of see how these islands look. Just Looks kind of neat. They add a little bit of character. Minecraft and their generation, they will add stuff like the little ponds, which if you notice I did not put those in. Even the lava, little lava flows, it all gets added in by Minecraft's terrain generation. Now same with these mountains. Right now it's all sand because that was just the base item that we had, but all of this will change. It will become more of a rocky mix, so that will be very different. And you can see what it does. It actually cuts the world off at this point. That's usual. I didn't really get a chance to do much else as far as this area, but this is just to kind of show you what things look like. And again, it will require work. It's not exactly a simple thing, but you can see the terrain, leveling it out a little bit, smoothing it out, made it look a little bit better. And these islands actually came out pretty cool. I kind of like how this one turned out. A little mountainy. I might be able to add a little bit more along the edge there, maybe build it up a little bit, but it kind of looks pretty neat. And you can see the, what is that? Looks like the mushrooms. Let's drop in on them, shall we? Oh yeah, there's the mushrooms. Very good. Alright, so this hopefully has given you a little bit more of an idea of what is involved in making a map and how all this terrain generation works. So I will come out with another video soon, hopefully not too long, and I'll be able to show you a little bit more of the progress. So expect that to come hopefully pretty soon. This is again FT. It was very nice to share this with you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.